Hello, all, and welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hope you guys are having a great day. Monday, start of a new great week, new opportunities, and all that great stuff. Today, we're going to talk about people going on vacation and going to the club. And full disclaimer, I like to go on vacation. I like to go to the club every now and then, but I don't do it as much as I used to. Obviously, one, because I'm getting older, and two, I like saving money. I don't like wasting money, and I'm going to go over a certain amount of things in numbers. I love numbers. When it comes to the amount of people spend on vacation and going to the club all at the same time, and it's like I said, full disclaimer: if you're not rich, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about regular working people like myself, regular people that are just trying to start out a business. If you're rich, then hey, you got, for the most part, a good disposable amount of income. So definitely does not apply to you. Well, fun. We all love to have fun, especially for the people that work a regular 9 to 5. We all, you have a family. You got to take them to the park. You take them to a game, circus, whatever have you, a theme park. Everybody likes to have fun every now and then. Life can't all be about work. Even though there's a recent study out there that says Americans work more than they have fun. More than anybody else in the world, and as far as the westernized world goes, because in our culture, it's kind of frowned upon to relax and enjoy yourself, because then you just looked at as being lazy. But that's another topic for another day. Like I said, we all love to go on vacation, but when it comes to going on vacation, a lot of us spend a little bit too much money, and I'm guilty of this myself. This is why I try not to do it as much as I used to. But it says that Americans spend up to $2,000 to $3,000, even at some instances up to $8,000 going on vacation. I mean, I even heard one time a friend of mine a family member of a friend of mine spent almost $10,000 on vacations. It was about 2 vacations that they went on in 1 year. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? I know going overseas is very expensive. I haven't been out to the United States since I was like 3 or 4 years old, back when my parents were in the military. But it's just insane. And I think that's something, if you're going to do that, at least be at the place not only where you're breaking even, but you still got money coming in. Have systems in place to where you have multiple amounts of money coming in, so it doesn't affect you financially if you decide to do that. Because I'm a big advocate of Americans going to foreign countries. Because I said it on the video that I did yesterday with my friend Adrian. It allows you to see different perspectives, see different cultures, and then also it allows you to appreciate the freedoms that we have here in the United States all at the same time. So I think it's a great thing, but I just think that if it's killing you financially, it's not in your best interest at the end of the day. Like I said, if you're rich, obviously this does not apply to you, but for regular working people like myself, you just got to think twice about it, because at the end of the day, I don't care how high or low your salary is, this can affect you in a big freaking way. This can affect you whether you want to believe it or not. Going out to the club, say, I love to have fun as much as the next person, but the amount of money that it costs to go to a club, to a decent club, at a lot of instances it's up to $30 to $50 to $60 just to get in. And if you're doing VIP, you could probably be paying up to $1,000 to $2,000 just to get into VIP. Do you really want to put yourself in a position where you're a regular working person and you're going to have to put it on your credit card, and you're going to owe this extra amount of debt because of the interest that comes with utilizing that credit card? Do you really want to put yourself in that position? I would think not. And, it's like, do you want to really make it rain every time you go to the club? Because trust me, whether you want to or not, eventually you're going to make it rain. I mean, full disclaimer, one time in the club back when I was in my early 20s, I ended up spending like almost $300 on drinks. Just drinks, not food. Had to get food afterwards, but just drinks. It was me and a bunch of other people. We all put our money together, obviously. But when we saw that bill for all of us, it was like, are you kidding me? And it's like, when you make it rain, do you want to be that person like this? That you see, why am I throwing money in the air? I have no idea. Exactly. It's like when you see the rappers making it rain and doing all this other nonsense, I just be looking at them like, it's funny. You're in a position where you making at least a couple $1,000,000, and you could be putting that money into an investment that could breed more money, instead of you just giving it to somebody else who's already rich at the end of the day. Because people that own these real good nightclubs are rich. They're making money off of you, whether you want to believe it or not. And I talk about this because you have a lot of people, especially in the DMV area, Washington D.C., uh, Maryland, Northern Virginia area, that are constantly talking about how broke they are. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. I always constantly, um, even when and the funny thing is they make the six-figure salaries. They can make up to $150,000 or $200,000 a year. But as my mother says, they're always claiming to be house poor, car poor, and in some instances, educationally poor. Because from an education standpoint, in this area, we have a lot of veterans. And once again, thank you for your service. We have a lot of veterans here who are retired from the military, so they're getting a military pension. But because they were in the military, they're able to take advantage of the education credit. So they're able to get bachelor's and master's degrees for free, essentially for free. But it's not free because they were in the military. They earned that money. So it's definitely not free. So, but they don't have to worry about the crazy, massive amount of student loan debts because of their service to the United States of America. So I think it's awesome. So that's one thing that they don't have to worry about. A lot of times, or even people who have a student loan debt, they're still up to their ears in debt because they want to have a luxurious house that they most likely won't have enough time to spend in because of the traffic situation we have here. Like in other major cities, most of your working day, you have to probably put in at most 4 hours of traffic and coming and going to work every day. And then of course you have your 8 to 10 hour work day depending on where you work at, and then you add in the 2 to 3 up sometimes to 4 hours altogether when it comes to traffic. So a lot of times these people pay all this money to live in these homes and they don't even really get to enjoy them. And that's my whole thing. It's like if you're going to pay an outrageous amount of money for a house, there's instances where people pay up to houses that cost $500,000 to $700,000. And I know if you live in LA and New York, you're probably laughing at that because that's peanuts to you. But here, that's considered a lot of money. And it just makes me laugh because they'll lose sleep if they have to pay $7 or $8 for a freaking meal. And I'm saying to myself, so you have a house that costs $500,000, you have a car that costs about $70,000 to $100,000, but you're crying about $5, $7 to $10 to $15 for a freaking meal. Are you kidding me? But this is the world we live in, and this is definitely the DMV. And if you find yourself surrounded by people that are like that, do what I do and have a nice chuckle, ha 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 ha, because I'm just like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Because people in this situation, they're always broke as a joke. And that's what makes it even more funny to me. They're always broke as a joke, and somebody that's making $40,000 to $50,000 is doing better financially because they know how the money game works and they play the money game right instead of just playing it to look good. Because that's how you make other people richer. You're playing the money game to look good. And that's what I say. What the heck is going on? People that are making $150,000 in Northern Virginia are crying poor. You got to reevaluate your priorities, because you're going to blame everybody else. But you need to look in the mirror and say, no, honestly, I'm the problem. And then at the end of the day, when you recognize that, you go from there. That's what it is. It starts from there. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I like to go on vacation as much as the next person. But when you're going on vacation, this is what this is what's happening. You're helping the rich get richer. And hey, that's the American way. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But this is what the rich is doing after you're spending your money because they have so much already at their disposal. When you're going on vacation 3 to 5 times a year. And like I said, hey, I used to do that on a regular basis. I even have a slide that's going to come up here showing me on my recent vacation when I went to Las Vegas for my birthday. I like to have fun as much as the next person, but it's essentially a waste of money. Unless if you're a business owner, because you have those situations where a lot of times business owners will go on vacation, but they're actually conducting business, and a lot of that money is considered to be tax deductible. So when you're a business owner, that's the kind of leverage you're able to utilize. As long as you're being ethical about it and keeping it real, then you can utilize the plane ticket, the hotel, the Airbnb, the Uber, the food, etc. At your disposal, and that's all tax deductible. So it's one great way to look at it. Then another thing is when you're going on all these vacations and going out to the club all this time, you're not really allowing yourself to put more money away for your retirement. Whether you're putting it in stocks, bonds, IRAs, 401ks, TSPs, whatever the case may be, or you're putting it in, you're not allowing yourself to put it into real estate. And if you don't even want to do the whole traditional thing when it comes to real estate, you could always do buy tax liens people's properties. You pay out the person's taxes of that property, and then you can the property is essentially yours, and then you can fix it up, or you could just sell it and make a profit of it, get a return on your investment, or even get a bigger return on your investment. So there's all these other different situations because, like I said, I'm just talking about people who are working 9 to 5. I'm not talking about rich people. I'm talking about people that are working 9 to 5. If you're constantly putting yourself in these situations where you're putting all this money into things that are not going to be beneficial for you in the long run. You got to think of it as I remember this one YouTuber, Graham, forgot his last name, real good guy, is a real estate agent, investor in Los Angeles, my favorite city. I love the West Coast. If you know me and you see these videos, you know I'm a West Coast guy, thin and thin in my heart. But he said he looks at money as his employees. So when he sees money going away, he's like, hey, if you're my employee, you should be working for me. So he likes to see his money go into things that's going to help work for him in the long run. Because when you're spending money on groceries or you're spending money on a light bill, then he feels like it's just a waste. It's a must, obviously, but it's a waste all at the same time. And I think that we 9-to-5ers need to think differently and think outside the box. 9 to 5 is the beginning. 9 to 5 is not the middle. 9 to 5 is not the end. It is the beginning. If you want to work the 9 to 5 the rest of your life, cool. Have a side hustle, have a side business. It is in your best interest because we are in the information age. And in the information age, jobs get taken away very quickly before they are replaced. And a lot of times, even if they are replaced, you might not have the right skill set or the right skill sets in order for you to get that new job. So whether you're in the military, whether you're a federal employee, whether you're a contractor, you're private sector, you own your own business, things can happen, and you want to have at least one backup plan before those things occur. That's just the mindset to me of today's 9-to-5 workforce and tomorrow's 9-to-5 workforce is having side hustles because things happen, life happens, and if you're constantly in the process of putting your time and energy into the entertainment industry, into Jordans and jewelry and all this other crap that don't mean nothing after you buy it, then it's on you. But when you're broke at the end of the day, don't start crying poor mouth. This is me. I'm old school with the Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Show me the money, because that's what I'm going to put my time in. If I see there's money to be made at it, then I'm going to put my time into that. But if you're talking about what some football player said or what Jay-Z said, got nothing against either one of them, but how does that affect me, Larry Patterson, at the end of the day? When it really doesn't, I don't really worry about it. So I'm at the show me the money place. I hope you are at the same time, because that's what we all need to be, especially if you're a 9-to-5 person, because that's where the mindset needs to be at the end of the day. Okay? Like I said, real estate, business plans. The thing that I have an issue with a lot of times with entertainment and sports and politics, because that's usually what people are getting themselves into when it comes to a conversation, or when it comes to buying overpriced homes and cars and things of that nature. It's taking you away from what's really important, and it's not allowing you to have the mindset of a critical thinker. Because if you're just being a critical thinker when you're at work, then to me, it's not really that good for you, one, and then two, it's not really even good for your children, because then they won't really engage in critical thinking. And critical thinking is allowing you, obviously, the short of it to me is it's allowing you to look at things from different perspectives and then draw your own conclusions from your own evidence that you found. And you're able to change your mind at any point, because and everything is 100% in this life, and obviously there's going to be instances where you might have a strong opinion on something, but new evidence might appear, and that evidence might allow you to change your perspectives when it comes to a specific subject matter. So, and then with critical thinking becomes financial intelligence if you do it right, and then with financial intelligence you're able to engage in multiple different aspects of conversations, and not just who the Philadelphia Eagles or the Washington Redskins picked for their players for the new season, because honestly I could care less, because what is that doing for me at the end of the day? Not much. I mean, heck, I like to watch some television every now and then, but if I miss it, it's not the end of the world. I watched Power last night. Yeah, it was a great show, but you're not going to really see me having an in-depth discussion about it. I watched it. It was good. I moved on. My life goes on, because what happens to Ghost, which is a character on the show, it's not going to be the end of the world if he gets killed on the show, but it will be the end of the world for me if I get killed in real life. So therefore I worry about my real life at the end of the day, and not the fiction of television, because that's what entertainment does. And like I said, look, full disclaimer, that was me and my birthday. That's me and my mother right there, having a great time in Viva Las Vegas. Anyway, having a great time. That's the town I want to live in when I retire. Why did I want to retire there? When I first went there for my buddy's wedding, I saw the 70-year-old lady there with a drink about half the size of me, and she was enjoying her life. She retired. She retired from Massachusetts, and she loves living in the desert. And that's my kind of environment. People that are not only about their money, but people that are just mellow and laid back. And like I said, because the DMV is essentially an uptight country. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'd like to have fun as much as the next person, but hence the word January. We're in July right now, and I haven't done that since. So that tells you I'm not spending, that trip costs money, a lot of money at that, and that didn't benefit me from a business perspective. But for the future businesses, you never know. I might meet up with some partners there, and hey, I got my LLCs established now. We can make this thing legal and make it right, and then they could not only have fun at the same time, but I can also make all that trip tax deductible. It's all about the mindset at the end of the day. It's all about the mindset. We need more critical thinkers out there. I cannot stress this enough, because the critical thinkers are the problem solvers. They're the ones that do the self-evaluations and the evaluations of programs and products and businesses. There's reasoning. There's so many other aspects of critical thinkers out there. But a lot of times as a society, I speak about it from an American perspective, we get bogged down in so many things like movies, music, the list goes on, and a lot of times they can just become distractions from what's really important in our lives. I mean, like I said, love to be entertained as much as the next person, but it's really not that serious at the end of the day. And it's like this, the Gossip Girl, who cares? I just found this show. I didn't even know about it until I just started doing research on it. It's like half of these shows out here nowadays, I just look and I'm just like, I'm in the wrong business, because one thing the entertainment business is good at is making money, and they can make the money off of stupidest things in the freaking planet. But that's just another thing. But it is what it is. I think if people didn't engage in so much gossip, because that's what we have a lot nowadays, politics, sports, and entertainment, I think things in the world would be a little bit better, because people would actually just worry about how we can really fix things to what's going on in the world. Have more conversations about financial intelligence, philosophy, community, develop business plans. I mean, if men could use a Sunday evening to spend 3 to 5 to 6 hours talking about things like this, instead of talking about football and basketball, and et cetera and so forth, man, the mindset of where we could go would be insane. So that's it for now. It's always been a pleasure. You guys are awesome. And I ended on this one. Keep calm and let's do better. And because that's all we can do right now. It's not up for debate. We just all need to do better, no matter what the circumstances are. We could still be freaking rich, filthy stinking rich, and there's always room for self-improvement. With me as well, with you as well. And I think doing that evaluation of yourself and of your life, because you are the CEO of your own life, no matter who you are. I think that self-evaluation and self-reflecting can help you not only be grouped, no matter what, depending on your circumstances and what you're trying to accomplish outside of just paying the bills and surviving, but you'll be able to reevaluate the people that you hang out with at the same time, because you could have all the mindset and all the money in the world, but if you're around the wrong people, then you might find yourself in the wrong situation. So hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe. Thanks for the new people that have been watching and liking my videos. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.